And we are back. Pokemon Sun, Hardcore Nuzlocke, the run continues. We have made it to the Elite Four at long last. Let's go ahead and look at everyone we lost along the way, as well as everyone left on the table. And then let's take on that first member of the Elite Four. Alright, starting with everyone we lost along the way. We lost the little Yongoose to the very first Totem Pokemon. The Rockruff goes down to the Gladion fight. Very unfortunate with the Pursuit play. We lost the Persian to a critical hit from the big Wishy-Washy Totem. And then we lost our Salandit there after clutching against the Praying Mantis Totem. The Salandit fell down to our rival, unfortunately. The Oricorio paying homage to the big Vikavolt fight where I just completely botched that. The Puku went down strategically against the Mimikyu, so that was actually really good. Speaking of really good, the Toxapex, I completely blundered here. I don't know why I forgot the Crocoat could one-shot the Toxapex, but it just goes to show it was the first time I ever got to use this very cool Pokemon, and I didn't know what I was doing. Then we had the Koala Bear who went down. I believe it was to Lusamine. It was tooth and nail, but we lost the Koala because we couldn't one-shot the Beware, even though we maxed out with Swords Dance. Was crazy, absolutely insane. I think Lurantis also dropped in a Lusamine fight. Then we had, or that was actually the final Kahuna or Captain, the ground type specialist. Then we lost the Executor, who can't even fit on the screen, to the random trainer, the random ace trainer with Absol, who stole our Dragon Hammer with me first and then responded accordingly. We lost the Graveler strategically to Gladion. Did really well for not being a full evolution. We got to put the Eviolite to use, so I will absolutely take that. And then, of course, just recently, the Doug Trio and the Raticate both went down to that final fight against How. The Raichu wrecked us with its fighting type Focus Blast. Just completely insane stuff. I thought we were going to win the speed battle, but we did not. But thankfully, we clutched from there. As far as everyone left on the table, I had such a hard time picking this final team, as these guys are all fantastic. Muck with the only ground type weakness, we could Acid Armor up, and we would have the super effective slant to the fairy types. Then Palossand, really good moveset, just really slow, and that special defense is a little too low for my liking. Incineroar, so cool, so dynamic, but also a little bit slower, and I kept running into these places where when I looked at the teams for the Elite Four, they just had so many moves that could hit these guys for super effective, and it just made it really difficult. And when you get into a tough bind, you need to be able to swap to somebody that isn't going to die, because when you take the damage and then you're too slow to outspeed the opponent, you're going to take 2 turns worth of damage, and that's just terrifying. Vikavolt is probably the one I stressed about the most, because we almost had 200 special attack. And that is just busted. However, it's not like there's a full water Elite Four member, and as much as I would want her against the Primarina, it's just I don't know how much use we're going to get out of her. It would be a tough swap in because of how low the speed stat is. So I'm probably going to regret not bringing Vikavolt, I think. The Passimion, also fantastic, just a little bit low on the special defense, and if it doesn't win the speed battle, I'm a little bit nervous there. The Crabominable, we actually were able to level up on the hillside or the mountain there, and very low speed stat, very low special defense as well, although it is really strong on the physical side of things. And then Rabombi, oh my goodness, he did amazing in this run. It's just so frail. It's not past 100 in defense or special defense. It has really good speed and special attack, but I just don't think I'll be able to swap into him. And as far as setting up, a lot of the Pokemon they send out at first have answers to deal with him, so it makes that very difficult. So as far as regrets, I think Vikavolt, Rabombi, Muck, and then maybe the Incineroar are all just going to be really tough, but we ended up with the Alolan Ninetales, the Toucan, the Mimikyu, the Wishy-Washy, Mudsdale, and the Marowak. So I still feel like we have a really, really strong team of 6, and I have very specific strategies for each of the Elite Four members, but I don't think there was a clean way to meet the champion where he is, especially if any of these Elite Four battles go wrong. So without further ado, let's dive right in and see if we can beat the first member of the Elite Four without losing anybody. All right, let's do it. Let's dive right in and take on the Elite Four. I think the first guy that we are going to take on is going to be focusing on fighting type Pokemon. So we've got the Mimikyu out front, and we are just going for the full-blown sweep. Let's see. Yep, there is Hala. He is waiting for us, and we fought him earlier on as he is one of the Island Kahunas. He had the 3 fighting type Pokemon, and I'm feeling pretty good about this. We did not give Mimikyu any items because the Hariyama that comes out first has knockoff, so we didn't want to give Hala the chance to land double damage on us. But really, the biggest concern in this potential sweep is going to be the play rough missing. That's really what we're going to be looking out for, but we're just going to lean straight in to the Swords Dance, and the Hariyama still goes for the fake out, which is just ridiculous, as that buys us another turn here as it goes for fake out again, and we're just going to go Swords Dance one more time, and the Hariyama is broken. Hariyama doesn't realize what he's doing. And unless my information is wrong here, Hariyama should be using knockoff. I don't know why he's spamming fake out, especially since maybe the first turn that's okay, but the next 2, he goes for fake out 4 turns in a row, and Hala has completely lost his marbles. And we are +6 now, and we still have the decoy. Our decoy is still active, so Crabominable is, if this play rough lands... Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. Did he just do fake out 4 times in a row? What is going on? And now the Poliwrath comes down, and if play rough lands, it's good. Okay, Poliwrath dodges that, so we are going to have to lose the disguise or decoy to the waterfall, but as long as we can land this one, we are good to go, and we do Mimikyu clutches, and that only leaves the Primeape as well as the Fluffy Bear. Beware. Primeape comes down, and if this play rough lands, we do have 4 out of 5. It does go in for the pursuit first. We have to eat that critical hit on top, but no problem as the Primeape is gone. And unless we miss and Beware kills us with a critical hit brutal swing, I think we're fine. I'm willing to go for the play rough. It does land. It does have Fluffy to hold on, but it does not, and Beware is gone. The Primeape gets a nice pursuit in, but that is all, and Mimikyu sweeps. Absolutely ridiculous. And we are on to the second member of the Elite Four. Let's go. All right, it is now time to take on the second member of the Elite Four. I do believe this one's going to be more difficult than the last. We're going against Olivia now, the second Kahuna that we took on with the Rock-type Pokemon, famous for her Lycanroc, and I don't really have a great answer for her Relicanth that she's going to start out with, as it's super effective to half of the team. So I think, or over half of the team actually, just Wishy-Washy and Mimikyu of are elusive to that, but I think we'll be fine. I think we're just going to use the Mimikyu again. But Mudsdale or Clydesdale, Mudsdale, what am I even saying? Mudsdale's going to have a great time here. Just we need to get rid of the Relicanth with the Hydro Pump. Once we clear that, I think we can just swap into the Pony and we'll be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and use a Swords Dance here, get that free damage in, and it's going to go for the Yawn. Now, we did give Mimikyu the berry to wake up from that, so we are still free. We are still absolutely free here, and I'm not going to get too risky. The Hydro Pump is going to eat that, no problem. We potentially could die to a crit Hydro Pump, which I am a little bit nervous for, but it might go for another Yawn. So I think we're actually just going to double down on the Shadow Claw here, and we can kill into, and this is perfect because we are going to fall asleep, but we can just pivot away. We can absolutely just pivot away, and that's all we really needed. And now no one can really hurt the Mudsdale the way the Relicanth could have with that Hydro Pump. Now the Lycanroc does come down, and that was probably the worst possible swap. I think we still go straight into the Mudsdale, who has the leftovers and stamina, so whenever it hits us, we can just heal off of that. I wanted to really ramp up on the Golem, but we're not going to be able to, so we are going to go all in. We're going to have to tank the Z move. We are absolutely going to have to tank the Z move, and we can because we are Mudsdale, but this is definitely concerning. This is going to do a lot of damage. Oh my god, that really didn't do that much damage, and the Mudsdale holds, and I'm sitting here sweating, and that was just fine. That was absolutely just fine, and I do believe we can one-shot That was so much damage, and if we don't one-shot and it counters and kills us, I will never forgive myself. No confusion here, please to goodness, no confusion. Absolutely, and we should be fine. We should be absolutely fine. The Lycanroc does hold on, though. Wow, that is some good defense. That was stab super effective. And I think we're fine. Let's just go ahead and go for Earthquake again. The Rock Climb comes down. No critical, no confusion. No confusion. Beautiful stuff. This Mudsdale is absolutely flexing. And I do believe that was the worst to come. We are +3 on defense now. And there are some special attack users here. But either way, the Leftovers is going to keep getting us back. And there is the Carbink, who has the Moonblast, which could be really nice, as well as the Reflect. But I think we just keep leaning into the Stab Earthquake, and if it does go for Reflect, we'll just have an extra turn to get that Leftovers back. So no critical Moonblast if Carbink holds on here. It does go for the Reflect, absolutely. Okay, can we kill? I think we can still kill from that range, even though Reflect is going to half this, because we did over half damage there. And the Carbink holds on with no HP and gets a Moonblast off. No crit, no crit, no crit. Okay, we're still fine. I don't think Carbink's special attack is all that crazy. But now that I'm looking at this, I think Heavy Slam is 4 times super effective, because Carbink is Fairy and Rock. So this is probably going to do even more than the Earthquake. And let's see how much damage we're talking. Just about the same. But the Reflect is up, so I think that might have one-shot the Carbink on looking back on that. But it doesn't matter. We're just going to lean into 2 Heavy Slams, and the Leftovers is ticking away. We get a fadeaway critical. You love to see it. And Mudsdale is continuing to pop off here. I am feeling a little bit more comfortable at this, but we still have 2 girthy Pokemon we're going to have to deal with here, Probopass and the Golem, and they both have Sturdy, unfortunately, but maybe we can work around that with a double kick as it hits twice. So let's see how much damage this does. Now, it isn't a very high damaging move, but there goes the Sturdy, so we don't have to deal with that. The Sandstorm comes down, but since we're ground type, we're actually not going to be getting hurt by that, so that's actually no problem. Oh, that's right, the Reflect was also up, so that's one reason why, but I think it all works out because that is 4 times super effective with Earthquake on top of Stab there, so the Probopass falls, and that only leaves the Golem, who does have the Sturdy, but it really has no way of really threatening the Mudsdale, so we are looking pretty dang fantastic right off the gate here, and yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think we're doing well. Golem holds on. Sturdy comes down. The Steamroller, I believe it's a bug type move, does hardly any damage, and yeah, we are just chilling in the Sandstorm, and if Olivia heals, then there we go. We're gonna have to pop the Sturdy one more time, but that is no problem, and I do believe that is 2 Elite Four members down. And yeah, we're just going to have to strategize for those next 2, but I'm feeling pretty good. Let's fade away with a double kick. The pony drops back, slaps the Golem in the face with its hooves, and we are good to go. That is half of the Elite Four done. And actually, you know what? Let's do one more. Let's go in and do the 3rd member, and then let's save the final member as well as the champion fight for the final episode. So let's go ahead and do one more. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Take on that 3rd member of the Elite Four, and we're going to return to the Mimikyu once again. We're going to be going against Ghost-type Pokemon, and I think Mimikyu's just got this in the bag. The Sableye is going to come out first, and I think we're going to try to abuse that and set up like we just did. And again, this champion fight is what's definitely giving me the most nervousness. It's just definitely making me feel a little bit scared, but we just need to keep the entire team alive so we can really have some wiggle room there. So with that in mind, let's see if we can buckle down here. Sableye comes down, and I think we're just going to lean right into the Swords Dance again. It usually goes for a fake out. We also have the decoy, so we saw how that played out against the Hariyama. Let's go ahead and get the Swords Dance. Doesn't even go for the fake out, so that was actually really smart. It does go for the Confuse Ray. And we're going to pop out here, and now it's probably going to go for Confuse Ray again. And honestly, the Confuse Ray is just very concerning, because if I hurt myself with Swords Dance, it is going to do so much damage on top of another move from the enemy. So I think I'm going to cut my losses against the Sableye and go all in and try to preserve that decoy. And if we can keep the Mimikyu not confused, this would be everything. So this Play Rough needs to hit, and it needs to kill. And it absolutely does. Stab, super effective, +2 attack, beautiful stuff. The Delmise comes down here, and we're talking Ghost Grass on this guy. Ghost Grass. So I'm pretty sure Shadow Claw can kill unless his defense is insane. We still have the decoy up. We have the decoy up, and if we hit it to where Acerola will heal him, we can just Swords Dance then. I think that might be the play. However, we might just want to go for another Swords Dance here while we can, and then one-shot everything else. We might want to do that because there might not be a better chance because Frostlass has Confuse Ray as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just try to get some insurance while we still have the decoy up and not take any unnecessary chances here. The Shadow Ball comes down, gets rid of our decoy, but we are now +4 and everything is super effective. So that should be the difference. Mimikyu, can you one-shot? Mimikyu, can you one-shot? And you absolutely can. Beautiful stuff. Get the level 57 as well. We just got to watch out for that level 58 as that is the champion's ace. And as long as we outspeed here, I also forgot about that. If we get outsped, then we are in trouble. But Mimikyu is really fast. Do you believe? Oh my god, we're too slow. We are absolutely too slow. And if we hurt ourselves, this could spell disaster. Oh, baby girl. Okay, so that priority Confuse Ray is going to be a problem. That priority Confuse Ray is going to be a problem. It's going to go for Shadow Ball 100%. So I think we have to pivot into the Toucan. Risk it all. Because if it goes for Blizzard and it hits the Toucan, we have lost. We have lost the Toucan. And I don't think we can get Mimikyu's Disguise back. So Frostlass just being this fast is definitely going to be a problem. I think Ninetales actually might be our saving grace as its special defense is so bulky. But let's go ahead and get the Mimikyu to safety because I think we will die to a Shadow Ball from that range. So let's go ahead and do that. It's too risky. We can't outspeed the Frostlass. Thankfully, it does go for the Shadow Ball, and now presumably it will go for the Blizzard. I would think maybe Confuse Ray. If it does go for Confuse Ray, that would be interesting. But let's go ahead and get the Ninetales down. What are you going to do, Frostlass? It goes for the Confuse Ray. Okay. So now it's probably going to go back for Shadow Ball. I would presume. So actually, if you want to do this, we got the Toucan. It's already used one Shadow Ball. There's 2 Shadow Balls. Isn't Shadow Ball a 15 PP move, though? And we don't have any protects. So let's try this again and see if it cheats. Well, Confuse Ray is only 10. So it's already used that 3 times. Let's pivot back. Oh my god, it goes for the Blizzard. Okay. It went for it all, of course it did. And now it's going to go for Confuse Ray again. And I think we just all in on the Z move just to get as much damage down onto the Frostlass that we can. While we can, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's go for the Twinkle Tackle. The Confuse Ray comes down. Come on, Ninetales. I do believe that is the 4th Confuse Ray as well. So we got to watch out for that. Come on, Ninetales. And we hurt ourselves again. I think we just swap. It's going to go for Shadow Ball. Just stay with me here. Stay with me. And we are going to do the Shadow Ball cheese. Okay, there we go. And then it's going to go for Blizzard or Confuse Ray. And we're going to cheese back. And there's the Confuse Ray. I do believe that is number 5. Number 5. It's going to go for the Shadow Ball, presumably. It's going to go for another Shadow Ball, presumably. Okay. Beautiful pivot. And now it's going to go for the Blizzard, presumably as well. Or Confuse Ray, maybe. Let's just pivot again. Okay, and Blizzard has such a huge chance of missing. I do believe that is the 6th Confuse Ray. She's only got 4 more, so that's very troublesome, but we're going to do this again. And if it pivots to a Blizzard and hits the Toucan, we are absolutely in trouble, but we're good. We're managing this well. I might cut this out in the battle. Who knows? But another Confuse Ray comes down, and she's only got 3 more, I do believe. So beautiful stuff. We just want to play this as smart as we can. We want to get to that champion fight without losing anybody. Another Shadow Ball comes down. It's so helpful to have a normal type on your team just for that occasion. Absolutely. And there is the Blizzard. There is the Blizzard, absolutely. And now it's probably going to go for Confuse Ray. And it's probably going to go for Confuse Ray. Let's see here. What do we do in a situation such as this? Do we roll it again or do we swap? Because it might just go Blizzard again, actually, because of what it just did. It might go Shadow Ball, though. It'll probably go Shadow Ball. So let's pivot one more time. And it does go for the Confuse Ray. Okay, only 2 Confuse Ray left. I'm feeling much better about this. Now it's going to go for the Blizzard, potentially. So let's go ahead and pivot into the Ninetales one more time. And we just have 2 Confuse Ray. There's a Blizzard, and it's only got 2 Blizzards left as well. So I think this will be a Shadow Ball. And then it's running out of Shadow Balls as well, but still kind of scary. There's the Confuse Ray. So it only has 1 more Confuse Ray, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not going to use a Shadow Ball on the Toucannon. So I'm actually going to pivot into the Marowak this time. And this should be Blizzard. There we go. We're going to tank that, no problem. But we get a critical hit Blizzard, and now I'm confident that it will go for a Shadow Ball. I think it only has 1 more Blizzard as well as 1 more Confuse Ray, and then a few more Shadow Balls to its name. So now I believe it's going to go for its final Blizzard, I believe. Oh, this is getting a little bit dicey. I should have had the pen and paper ready. I do believe that is the final Confuse Ray, though. I do believe that is the final Confuse Ray. And now we're going to pivot into Toucan to eat probably like the 10th Shadow Ball as well. There it is, no problem. Now it's going to go for an Ice type move. And we are hurting on those ends. And let's see. Let's go ahead and do the Ninetales. Ninetales is going to do an Ice type move. Oh, nope, it had 1 more Confuse Ray. Good God. It had 1 more Confuse Ray, so now it'll probably do another Shadow Ball. This is just so stupid. Okay, come on. Where's the Shadow Ball? Okay, there it is. And now it's out of Confuse Ray. It's going to go for another Ice-type move. It's going to go for another Ice-type move. We do have beat up on Wishy Washy. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's tank this, and we might be able to one-shot with it. This could be bad, though, because I'm running out of... Oh, we dodged the Blizzard. That is absolutely gorgeous. Let's go all in for beat up, and we're going to have to tank a neutral stab. Shadow Ball and Wishy Washy does pretty well there. We're going to need a really big beat up. If not, we can do a 2-shot, I do believe. Oh my gosh, the Wishy Washy clutches with a full health bar beat up when you have the entire team to work with. It is a gorgeous thing. And now the Palisand comes down and will most assuredly be going for the Giga Drain, which is super effective. But we do have Mystic Water, and we do have Brine, and that is a very big special attack stat, but we are incredibly slow. So if it's going to go for a grass type move, let's see here. What is our best play? What is our best play here? Because it can hit everything we have for super effective, except for the Toucannon. Actually, the Toucannon does not care about Earth Power or Shadow Ball, so the only thing it can hit the Toucan with is the Giga Drain. So I do believe we are going to lean into this bad boy. And as long as this doesn't do an insane amount of damage, we are absolutely fine. We have the Sharp Beak on the Beak Blast. And it's probably going to do Giga Drain again. It absolutely does. And it goes first because we did Beak Blast. Yes, because of the priority. But now it's going to heal back some of that. But I think everything stays the same. And honestly, the Giga Drain might work out because it might heal it outside of full restore range. But let's do it. Let's get the Beak Blast. And now Ace Rolla might heal. If not, I think we fade and win. It goes for the Giga Drain. Can this snipe? Toucan, can you be the one to put down Ace Rolla, the third member of the Elite Four? And I think he can. I think the Toucan can, you absolute monster. Bringing it home, the Toucan. And there's still a Pokemon. Of course there is. There is still a Pokemon. However, looking over here on the stat sheet, the only move that Drifblim has that can hurt us is non-existent. The only move it has is Ominous Wind, which is a Ghost-type move. So it'll probably spam Amnesia, which also doesn't matter because we do physical damage. So we get a fadeaway crit there, or a preemptive crit, I should say. Ace Roll is stalling out this fight even longer than it already is. But the Toucan primed and ready here, just completely flexing. And my gosh, this was a very long, drawn-out battle. And is Ace Roller going to cheese one more time with the heal? She does not. One more hoorah for the Blimp, and the Toucan clutches. All 6 members walk out free and ready to take on the 4th member as well as the champion in the next video. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.